The Shavepate Conspiracy. After the marriage of Daenerys Targaryen and Hizdahr zo Lorak, peace returned to Meereen with the Sons of the Harpies stopping their attacks. But everything is thrown into chaos during the reopening of the fighting pits, when strong Belwas consumes a bowl of poisoned honeyed locusts. Falling ill at the same moment, the dragon Drogon re-emerges, flying off with Daenerys on his back. The immediate implications of the incident suggest Hizdahr duped Daenerys into making him co-ruler and then poisoned the food, hoping to kill her off and become sole ruler of the city. Sir Barristan Selmy, sworn to defend Daenerys and her interests, believed this and seized power in the city, arresting Hizdahr and reigniting the war with the Sons of the Harpy. However, some now believe it may not have been Hizdahr who committed the act, and that Sir Barristan's ally, Skahaz Mo Kandak, has manipulated the situation in his favor in an attempt to gain power. A former member of the Meereenese nobility, he betrayed his class by siding with Daenerys in the war for the city. He even shaved his head and gained a following who did likewise, as a symbolic gesture for ridding themselves of the past to embrace the new order. However, when Daenerys married Hizdahr, who hated the Shavepate, he was in a position to lose everything he had gained. And indeed, he was eventually fired from his position, replaced by the cousin of the king. And so the Shavepate took action, poisoning the locusts in an attempt to cause a rift between Hizdahr and the queen, creating a chaotic situation in which he could once again return to power. And so when Barristan began investigating the poisoning, Skahaz did everything he could to point the man in the direction of Hizdahr and the Sons of the Harpy. When Sir Barristan and Grey Worm seized control of the city, Skahaz the Shavepate succeeds in returning to power by becoming their chief advisor and aiding them in ruling the city. The Shavepate has been compared to Littlefinger of Westeros, who used poison to start a war and used the ensuing chaos as a ladder to climb to power. The Wolf Queen. After losing everything she ever loved and after having suffered the physical and mental abuse of others for years, Sansa Stark will use her relationship with Littlefinger, biding her time and allowing him to climb the ladder of chaos, bringing them to a position of influence and strength. She will then betray him, seizing power in the Vale and North. Through grace, manipulation, and diplomacy, she will negotiate peace in the kingdom, possibly even using her armies to claim the Iron Throne, uniting the kingdom to fight the coming war with the White Walkers. Littlefinger's master plan. Peter Baelish, a minor lord of House Baelish in the Fingers of the Arryn, is perhaps the most ambitious player in the Game of Thrones, determined to rise to power and ascend to a position of strength and respect. In his youth, Peter fell in love with Catelyn Tully, and so when she was betrothed to Brendan Stark, Peter challenged the Northern heir to a duel. Were it not for Catelyn, who begged Brandon to show him mercy, Littlefinger would have died that day, and instead he lived on, embarrassed and bitter at the world for his loss. As Littlefinger got older, he used his intelligence and ruthlessness to gain influence. Lysa Tully, the sister of Catelyn Stark, had been in love with Peter for many years, and so he used her to influence her husband, Jon Arryn, into granting him control of customs in Gulltown. He used this position to generate great wealth, and his skills in matters of finance led to his rise to Master of Coin. Now with a foothold in King's Landing, Peter once again used Lysa, this time to poison Jon Arryn, thereby creating a rift between the Lannisters and the Starks. He would also ensure the arrest and execution of Ned Stark, making war inevitable. Once the war began, he negotiated an alliance between the Crown and Tyrells, and was rewarded by being made Lord of the Trident and granted the fortress of Harrenhal. After the death of King Joffrey, he arranged to smuggle Sansa Stark away from King's Landing, taking her to the Vale and marrying Lysa, only to kill her and become regent of the Vale under Lysa's young son, Robin Arryn. It may be that the impending engagement between the heir of the Vale, Harold Harding, and Sansa Stark is Littlefinger's attempt to consolidate power in the Vale and gain control of their armies to invade the north and place Sansa in the seat of Winterfell. Afterwards, he will ally with the Tyrells, turning his back to Cersei and gaining influence and control over the north, the Vale, the Riverlands, and the Reach. With this great power behind him, Littlefinger will likely support a candidate for the throne, using him or her as a pawn and then committing one final act of betrayal to take the crown for himself. Horns. Many theories exist for the nature and identity of the magical horns found in the world. The Horn of Winter, also called the Horn of Joramun, is believed to wake giants, while others suggest it will bring down the wall or perhaps the fortress of Winterfell. Others still say it will cause earthquakes, perhaps imbued with the magic of the Children of the Forest. Some even believe the Horn of Winter has already been found, with the old war horn, found by Samwell Tarly amongst the dragonglass weapons found north of the wall. The dragon horn is thought to take control of dragons, though others have suggested it may be more than just a dragon call. It may in fact be Lightbringer, destined to be used against the White Walkers in the coming war. Cleganebowl. with Sir Robert Strong representing the Crown and Cersei Lannister in the upcoming trial by combat. Some believe the Faith militants will reach out to the Quiet Isle, where Sandor Clegane lives as a gravedigger, with Sir Robert Strong possibly being the reanimated corpse of Gregor Clegane. This sets up a potential fight between the Clegane brothers, and should the younger brother Sandor and the Faith be victorious, it may fulfill the Valonqar prophecy, as Cersei would die due to the actions of a younger brother.